Well, good morning and welcome to the Underhood Show. My name is Josh Profit. I'm the service director here at Hambelton Ford, and alongside me this morning, Scotty Gurman. Good morning, Scotty.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great.
How's everything going for you today already?
Excellent, man.
Perfect.
Rejuvenated.
Well, very good. So, hey, this is a automotive call-in show. 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here, and let's talk anything automotive. You want to talk about new products? You want to talk about anything mechanical or service related? MH Ford Racing, whatever your questions are, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Again, that's the number to jump on the air here with us, and we'll get any of your questions answered. I've got a lot of topics of discussion today, so I think it'll be a very interesting show for sure. So, even if you don't have a question or automotive related, I think later on in the show, we're going to spark a memory or something, and you may want to call in and talk about it. Yep. So keep the number handy. It'll be at the bottom of the screen there for you. But again, 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here with us and discuss whatever, whether it's one of the topics on the show or something automotive related. And then, again, for each and every caller that calls in with us, we mail out a package. It's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Hambelton Ford. While we're completing that, you'll also receive $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us. You'll get complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then a BG products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then a can of 44K for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. But today, and today only, it's Christmas, Scotty.
Really?
It's Christmas. So, and the boss is gone.
That's right. He is not here. When the cat's away, the mice will play.
So I'm going to offer to each and every caller the option of, if you want the package, or we'll get you a $130 gift card that you can use anywhere.
Nice. That's pretty stellar.
Yeah. If you want to, you want to have windows tinted, you want to have, you got some service work or repair work that you need done, get you a $130 credit on that, in our parts department. You want to buy a Traxxas, a remote control car, you could use it on that.
You got the winter package.
Yeah,
that we got going on right now, winterizing your vehicle.
They put that forecast out there ahead of time, and I haven't really studied it super hard, but it sounds like it's going to get really cold.
Yeah.
They've even also predicted some snow.
And quite a bit of it, if I remember correctly.
The biggest thing with that is I think it's every weatherman's job to, when Christmas rolls around, say, hey, there's a chance for snow on Christmas.
That's right.
And then Christmas comes and there's never snow.
Correct.
So
they scared me enough, man. They did. I've been riding around on tires that were getting close, and took a trip to Austin not that long ago, and it rained, and I was slipping and sliding everywhere. So I made the investment to replace the tires. So now I feel a lot safer, just in case that snow comes around.
Just in case it may happen.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I've got a couple of different subjects or topics that I wanted to breach to get some callers, to get some feedback. So what I want to know, because it is Christmas time, I got a couple of different things related specifically to Christmas.
Okay.
So one of them is, to start out with, there's got to be somebody out there that has an experience involving automotive with travels related to Christmas.
Oh, God. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So somebody has a story out there, good, bad, or any different, of I was headed to grandma's house and that is automotive related. So call in with a story about that, or somebody out there has a story of a gift that they were given that involves automotive. So, hey, I went to my aunt's house. This is not mine, by the way.
but a guy I know.
But I went to my aunt's house and I got this Christmas gift, and this was this horrendous, flowery car seats or something like that.
A pink rabbit outfit that I had to wear.
Or a cool car story like, man, I got a set of really cool fuzzy dice once. So call in with your Christmas automotive related story, and let's talk about it. Again, 316-462-3673. Each and every caller, you got an option of the Saturday package that we give away, or a $130 gift card.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay. So I think let's get the phones ringing again, 316-462-3673. And then I was going to talk about also, if you're, because time is starting to dwindle on days and options and stuff like that. If you're trying to find a gift for that hard to find person, everybody needs maintenance.
Yeah.
Everybody needs, a repair of some sort from that side. And I wanted to express all the different options that we have here in the store that can help you maybe find a gift for that hard to find person. So just some of the things that I was thinking off the top of my head, window tinting is huge. We do that here at Hambelton Ford with our Big Corner Creative company as well. And so, that's a great Christmas gift.
Yes.
Traxxas remote control cars.
That's a pretty cool Christmas gift. Yeah.
I walk by there every day, and we get new inventory in and new things show up, and it's like, I just about can't pass it by anymore. I want to buy every one of them.
That's right.
As well. And so, what are some of the things that you can think of, or have you had automotive related Christmas gift in the past?
So first things first, I can definitely think of a great Christmas gift if you're looking for somebody, especially with it becoming very cold outside. Looking into a remote start for a vehicle. That's a very, very good one that a lot of people kind of just forget about. But if you are able to start your vehicle from inside your house when it's really cold outside, that's pretty awesome. And so that is a good one. But I guess as far as an automotive gift, I know it sounds weird, but I got one of those really fancy ice scrapers that I still have, and it's got to be like 8 years old. And I thought it was kind of weird at the time, but dang, I love that thing now.
That is a time and place gift. That gift in July, not a whole lot of value, just really kind of in the way, and all that stuff. But then you get those days that it just pops up, and like, here you go, and then where is that damn ice scraper that I got? It was really good, and you end up using a glove or something instead of this fancy nice ice scraper because it's never in the car when you need it.
Exactly.
Sure. So, hey, again, call-in show 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump up on the air here. Got a lot of different topics that you can call in on, but basically around an automotive either Christmas gift that you received that was maybe a really cool one or a not so cool one, but then also an automotive related story of in travels for Christmas time. It's definitely a busy time of year. You got for our service department, as well, you've got people that are trying to plan trips to get out of town for Christmas. Then you also have the group of college kids that are home, for Christmas from that side, and we're doing a lot of preventative maintenance and service while they're back in town. And so definitely for us it's for sure a busy time of year. As well. But that's something that man, a little bit of preventative maintenance or having a factory trained technician look over that vehicle before you take off on that road trip is worth a lot. Just to be able to get to your destination and not have any issues. So call in with your Christmas automotive story, whatever that might be. And again, get the prize package that we typically give away each and every Saturday, or we'll give you that $130 gift card, and maybe that's a Christmas gift for somebody.
Anybody. Yeah, absolutely.
From that side of it. So but it's definitely the time of the year, especially with the weather being colder. We got to start thinking about freeze point and coolants, especially when they're predicting the temperatures that they are coming around the corner. Let's talk about cooling systems in general and the freeze point, and really what we're looking for when we decide that it's time to change coolant instead of maybe so much the freeze point.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously got the pH that you got to look for too, but at the freeze point, if you've got a coolant that is basically deteriorated over time and that freeze point gets to a certain point to where it's not particularly good for the vehicle, then that's obviously something that you want to flush out. But it also has so many other benefits by keeping new coolant in your vehicle. And that's very, very important to maintain those parts that coolant touches as well. I know some coolants can also be can deteriorate parts in the vehicle as well if it's not well maintained as well. But as far as freeze point goes, that's also very, very critical.
Yeah, in today's coolant, everybody's freeze point will stay for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
You see these advertisements on the coolant bottles of 5 years, 100,000 miles, or lifetime coolant, or I've seen a lot of different mileage range, and it's typically a pretty long mileage and pretty long time from that side of things. And coolant will hold their freeze point for that long.
Yeah.
But it's the pH level is what you really have to worry about in the new modern vehicles, and that's the acid part of the coolant that is going to really eat away at those components, and that's the expensive part.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. And so we're testing for the pH level, or the freeze point and pH level both at each and every service interval.
Right.
When you service the vehicle with us as part of that multi-point inspection. But it's really something that we know that it's the pH level that we really have to pay attention to, because that's the expensive part.
Exactly. That's what takes out the big expensive components like your water pumps and things like that, and radiators even. So that's the one that we pretty much see more of the problem as a part of the freeze point issue.
And so again, that's something that we inspect each and every visit with us, service visit with us, and just let you know, hey, where you're at and where you're going. And it's not something that just all of a sudden falls out at once. It's something that happens gradually over time. And so we're able to monitor that and let you know when that needs to be changed or switched out for sure. So what are some of the other things that cooler weather you would advise people to pay attention to, look at, coming up to the weeks ahead when we're getting down to really cold temperatures?
I have one very, very important one, and this goes out to all of those diesel owners out there. I would say the first severe cold snap that we get here in Kansas, we get busy all of a sudden and get vehicles towed in quite quickly. And that is because of people not taking advantage of using anti-gel in their fuel.
Yeah.
And that is a big one. You and I both have seen so many situations that not having anti-gel in the fuel system can really hinder your day. You know what I mean? So, and that is a very easy precaution of just having that, especially when the weather is going to be cold. Diesel guys out there, just even if it's garaged, it's just a safety precaution to basically keep you from having a tow bill and fuel filters replaced, and just a lot of things you can just avoid from just having BG anti-gel in there.
These the fuel systems on these diesels are so fine-tuned and work on such high pressure, and the injectors are so precise in what they do and how they do it. It's great, the amount of torque and horsepower that you get out of these things because of what they've done and how efficient they are on as far as fuel efficiency and things like that. There's a huge number of pros to that, but the other side of it is it matters. It matters the quality of fuel. It matters that it's not there's no type of gelling in the fuel system from that side of it, and it just takes a little bit, and it can be a definitely a big problem. And we've seen case in points, just talking about fuel systems and diesels in general, where I want to say foreign objects or debris in fuel systems have cost thousands upon thousands of dollars to repair fuel systems in these diesels, just because of the amount of high pressure that they run and the expense on the components that debris in a fuel system will will break.
Yeah.
For sure. So, but again, the amount of torque and horsepower that these things put out, and the efficiency in which they operate on, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, for what they do and how they operate. But it's got to be well maintained. Just fuel filters in general is something that, in my mind, you can't replace often enough.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially with a lot of the diesels that we see come through on a daily basis. They don't maybe have the miles that we would generally suggest fuel filters, but they have the engine hours of just sitting there and running and running. It's like, well, I changed it last time. Yeah, but you've got so many engine hours. It's a good idea to go ahead and replace them with as long as you're making these things run.
You bring a great point there on the hour meters, and that's something that really even the manufacturers have started doing on the light cars and passenger truck vehicles, is putting hour meters on there. Years ago, that's something that we never even really looked at or thought about. But when you get into the realm of diesels, that's a work vehicle,
right?
And especially when you get some with PTOs on them, or boom trucks, or things that it's a work truck and they're using the truck to do things at a job site, and the truck's sitting there idling for 8 or 9 hours a day.
Yep.
That's time on the motor.
Yeah, and they're revving up in order to gain that additional power to move those big cranes and booms and things like that too. So
yep. So definitely need to have hours in the factor of maintenance intervals, for sure.
Absolutely. And I say it all the time, and we get every single year where there's that cold snap, we get several vehicles being towed in, and it's just it's unfortunate, because just a bottle of an additive that you can put in your fuel, and it literally takes minutes to do, can legitimately save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars down the road. So definitely look into that, you guys that are out there driving diesels.
Very, very much so. So we've got a caller coming through, so we'll get him patched through. And now I'm curious to hear what we got going on this morning. And let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Dan. Dan, you're on live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, I wanted to ask you a question. I got this car from an elderly man that has been my friend for years. He never would let it go, but it's a 77 Grand Marquis. And it's got a 460 and hasn't been started in 20 years. So I went through and got it started, got the brakes fixed and everything, but it comes and goes. It's got a miss, and I think it's an intake valve. Okay. If you hold it up, 2,000 RPM for a little while, you'll hear it miss and go away and miss and go away. There's no noises. What would you think I need to add to that to try to get that valve unstuck?
Yeah, so a couple of different things. One, just kind of clarifying question. The only time that it misses is when it's around about the 2,000 RPMs and you hold it there? Or is it missing an idle and it goes away? Okay, so it's...
Yeah, it just kind of comes and goes. Even down the highway, it kind of comes and goes.
Okay.
So it's a 460 motor too.
Yeah, a couple of different things that I would wonder about, is, again, kind of age of fuel with it being sitting that long. Like, how much has the car been driven since, since
it hasn't even been started in 20 years. He parked with a brand new set of Michelins, and the sidewalls are completely rotted off of it.
I'm sure.
I had to put a set of tires on first thing.
Yeah. So I would wonder.
Beautiful car, 20,000 miles on it.
That's
pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would wonder about, again, the fuel portion of it. And
we pulled the tank down,
and
it was bone dry. And he said he parked it with half a tank in it. He thought it was bone dry. And I took the line off, blew it out, and it had it stunk bad.
Yeah,
so we did all that before we tried to start it. So,
and then I'm sure
I had to put a fuel pump on it too, because the fuel pump wouldn't work.
I'm sure you went through the carburetor as well and kind of rebuilt it.
No, I didn't. But it definitely is a valve, because I can hear it pop back to the carburetor.
Yeah,
I take the air cleaner off. I kind of speed it up a little bit to hear it, popping back.
Yeah. So I would wonder about that, the carburetor and the condition of that. The other thing I would wonder about, with it being sitting for 20 years, I'd wonder about a vacuum leak. How does it idle?
Well, I had to put a brake booster on it because it was leaking like crazy.
Yeah.
And without a brake booster, you can't hardly stop that big thing.
Yeah.
It really burn down on the brakes, but I got that all done and put a new radiator in it. And like I say, it still has that mist to it. If I hold it up a little ways, it boom, 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 then it smooths out a little bit. But then sometimes it just keeps on missing.
And then I'm sure you've done, new plugs and wires and things like that.
No, I have not done that because I when it cranks over, I can hear it skip the cylinder. So that indicates no compression.
Yeah.
It makes that skip, So I think we got one cylinder that's not, got compression, because I was thinking it might be a valve stuck, and I didn't know if there's anything I could add to it to maybe help that out.
So if you're talking, sticking valves from that side, or if you're talking like a ring that is seized or stuck, the compression restoration kit, I would definitely start there, which is
okay.
BG. It's our GDI service is what it amounts to, but the compression restoration kit, I would definitely put that in there. That would help the stuck rings. And then from the valve side of things, we have a air intake or air induction service that would potentially help if there was a sticking valve from
I remember the old days you used to put training fluid down the carburetor, but I didn't know if
so I've a couple of different things, especially on something that's set that long. I've heard of people putting diesel fuel into the cylinders before you even bar the motor over to if there was a ring that was stuck or something like that. But it sounds like we're definitely already past that. And then the other side, like you said, is putting transmission fluid down them. I really do believe that the GDI or the compression restoration stuff would do a better job than what that transmission stuff would do for you. So, and if we need to get some of that stuff,
I can drive it over there. I mean, it's not like it's a problem to drive it. I've drove it a little bit, but
yeah, it's definitely.
Then when I drive it too much, until I get that mist gone,
taken care of for sure. You don't want to be it running lean and get hot and get into a piston or something like that for sure.
Exactly.
So, it's a beautiful car. I mean, oh my God, it's just been sitting in the garage forever.
Yeah, that's one of them barn finds, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Well, very cool.
And also another question on that that compressor on that one, it's like the GM style. The Marquis and the Lincolns. Do you remember those? They're long and
they
look identical to a GM compressor. Well, I can tell that I haven't tried the air conditioner, but I can tell it probably won't work because around the clutch and area there's a whole bunch of you can tell where it leaked out. But my question is there? I've never done it, but have you ever put a front seal on those compressors?
Yes. Yeah. They have some special tools to make that happen or to fix those. I'm sure that's that old R12 system as well.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Yeah, it is R12.
And we would probably want to look at converting it just because the expense of R12 is crazy. So
yeah, I agree. But I've never put a front seal, and I put clutches on them and bearings, but never got into that front seal. On that compressor.
That is definitely something you can do, and that compressor probably weighs 150 pounds.
No
if
kidding.
I had to guess, doesn't it?
I bet it's heavy.
Yeah.
Well, the old ones were. I remember that
for sure.
On the Chevys.
Yeah. Well, we'll be more than happy to get you some fluid, or if you want to get some of those chemicals, or if you want to bring the car over, we can take a look at it as well. So whatever you want to do there, Dan.
Like if I changed the oil in it at the shop, already, but we could have to change it again. That's fine too. That probably wouldn't hurt anything.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt anything at all to put that GDI cleaner in there and then rechange the oil. It wouldn't hurt a thing for sure. So it'd be pretty good for the car. So, do you want?
How's you guys' scheduling been in the shop? Are you still way behind?
It's we've that's something that we were talking about a little earlier. Is that this time of year you get a lot of people, kids coming back home from college, or just people trying to get out of town and stuff like that. And so it's definitely been we've been very, very busy for sure, but just trying to get everybody everywhere they need to go and when they need to get there by.
Yeah.
So
we just had a ton of big jobs, trainings and stuff this last week. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Our shop's so backed up, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
I wanted
to I think too, just the number of reliable places, I guess, that people want to take their vehicle, over the past couple of years has really kind of diminished. And so it's definitely has put more of a workload.
We've had a lot of people that just got old and retired. And, one of the guys had a big shop here in town. he passed away a couple of years ago, so there's not as many shops as there used to be.
Well, and I think you can probably attest to this a little bit, is that, you know, as these vehicles are newer and newer, and the more technology that they put on them and stuff like that, I mean, it just, the amount of tools and equipment and stuff that it takes to be able to work on some of these things is, you know, just about more than what a independent guy can stomach, you know.
Yeah, well, I had a 3.5 in a Lincoln this week that they were in Nebraska, but they brought it back from Nebraska. But the shop up there told them that they needed a whole new timing chain and everything. No, it was just a cam sensor. They wanted $5,000 to fix it.
Wow.
That's absolutely.
I did all the work and tuned it up and everything for, I was like 700 when I got done with it. But you know, just if you go to the right, that's why you need to go to. It's best to go to somebody that knows what they're doing. That's for sure.
Yep,
for sure. And has the tools and equipment to make that happen.
Yeah,
and
you guys do
for sure. So agree with that 1,000%. So, well, Dane, have you got a?
Okay, well, I'll get back with you and schedule it sometime.
Dan, have you got a Christmas automotive story or something that you received for Christmas?
No, not really.
Okay.
No,
it's worth a shot.
Yeah,
it's all been pretty good. That's a good thing about it.
Yeah,
I understand that. Well, thanks for the call, Dan. And do you want our Saturday package, or you want the gift card?
I want to do the gift card.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Use it on that marquee.
Okay.
All right, that'll work.
Perfect. We'll get that out to you.
You guys have a Merry Christmas.
Hey, you do the same, Dan.
Too. Thanks for the call.
All right.
Bye.
Have a
Again, 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here with us and, you know, talk about anything automotive. If you got some questions on a vehicle that you have, or if you got an automotive Christmas story. So I was on my way to Grandma's house and, you know, I don't know, or maybe even a Griswold Christmas story.
I still have one that you'll laugh about because you'll remember it.
Oh, yeah.
So it was last year. And my family is from out of town, so they actually came into town, and so I took the day off, and it was an absolute mess because we wanted to spend time together here in Wichita, so I took the day off, and then on that same day, my wife ended up getting a flat tire, so we ended up having to get her vehicle in to fix it, and then I got everybody into my truck to go back to doing our little Christmas thing. And I took out the fence in the back of the shop.
I do remember that. There was a little bit of
there was a little bit of ice back there.
Yeah, a little bit of ice. And somebody didn't turn the corner.
That's right.
Just went right on straight.
Sure did. Sorry about that. My bad.
I didn't remember that being on Christmas, but
it was the week. It was the week before.
Yeah, very much so. So it happens to everybody for sure. But again, 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here with us. And you know, we before we took that last call, we were talking about the colder weather or cooler weather, and it coming, and kind of what automotive wise things to check for the vehicle or on the vehicle. You know, and I would say for me, when it gets to be that cold or cool, start that vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, start it, let it warm up.
Yep.
Don't just hop in it and take off. When the components are that cold, I mean, that is something's going to break.
Yep.
From
remote
that side.
start.
Well, yeah. Remote start is a good thing, you know, for sure. You know, and then you always see this time of year, people will comment or think that their fuel is not, you know, the fuel efficiency is down. Well, you'd be really surprised how much fuel you consume or burn when
it's cold.
When it's cold and you've remote started the vehicle and it warms up for, you know, 15 minutes sitting in the drive and things like that. But yeah, just let that car warm up before you just take off on it. You're doing so much unjust service to it by just starting it up and taking off for sure. So that's huge. You know, the other thing when it gets cold like this, good clean fluid.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference in the world, whether that's really any fluid in the vehicle, engine oil, transmission, all the way through. You know, and then I always say this time of year is nice, good wiper blades.
Yes,
you know,
that's very important.
You never know when it's going to snow or ice, or you're running snowing and you're running the defrost, and you got to get that stuff off the windshield so you can see, especially when this time of the year when, you know, here, what was it, all last week or the week before, it was foggy and overcast and dreary and stuff like that, but just the good visibility, having good, clean visibility. And then the other thing that I always associate with this time of year is the headlights.
Yeah,
and headlight restorations. You know, it's the 21st is 21st, 22nd is the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year from that side of things. And so you got the most darkness, I guess. And just I live over in Haven, and I don't know, over the last probably a week or so, I've seen probably 2 or 3 deer accidents or people that had hit a deer or took out a deer. And so, man, just a little bit extra visibility with nice clear windshield and good clear headlights that you get just a little bit extra visibility makes all the difference in the world. So so when people have headlights that are yellowed, what do you typically recommend there, or what do we do to fix that?
Well, we have our headlight restoration service that we do, which a lot of people, I didn't actually learn this working for Mel Hambelton Ford. It never quite occurred to me why the passenger side headlight always was the one that was always the worst. And it's because that's where the exhaust normally would come out from the car that's in front of you. And so whenever you get that material, I know it looks like it's coming from the inside of the light, but it is actually on the outside of the light. And whenever you have that BG headlight restoration service, it's a process. It normally takes a technician that knows what he's doing to do a good job. I know there's like that magic wipes that you see from O'Reilly's, and it's not as pretty as it looks. It takes a good technician about an hour and 15 minutes to do it correctly. They sand down that light to get it to where it's practically like new, and it's a heck of a little service, especially if you've got one of those lights that are kind of fogged over as well. So
it's about a 3-part or 3 chemical process, but there's a stripper and then a cleaner and then a protectant that goes back on it, so a clear and then a protective UV cover that goes back over that light. And once it's done, BG puts like a 2-year warranty on it. That'll be good for 2 years. And man, like I said, just especially this time of the year, that little bit of extra visibility could make all the difference in the world in being able to avoid something or not hit something, or at least if it was destined that you were going to hit it, maybe have just a little bit less of less of an incident or accident from that side as well. So
that's true.
Visibility is key. And then from there, the other thing that I think consumers maybe lose sight of is just tire pressures in general.
Yeah, that's
when the weather is this much colder, those tires lose pressure. With each degree that it's cooler, you're going to lose that much more pressure in your tires. And so that plays a huge difference in fuel efficiency. A lot of cars nowadays have tire pressure monitoring systems. And so typically if it's down enough, it'll indicate a tire pressure monitor will come on and indicate that you need air and stuff like that. But you don't want to run a tire low because then it will build a lot more temperature in it, and then that's when you have a blowout or basically it just overheats and you have an issue there for sure. So.
And you lose fuel economy. You're contacting too much of the road as well. But just tires in general. Tires in general right around the winter is, in my opinion, probably one of the most important things. That's the contact between you and the road. That's your traction. That's your safety. That's probably one of the more important things, and that's why I tried to get ahead of the game. I wasn't bald by any means as far as my tread goes, but whenever I was down to it was 3/32, which is right when we start suggesting to replace tires. It's a safety thing. You want your family to be safe. You want anybody that's in your vehicle to be safe. And so that's a big deal. So to me anyway.
Let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Dick. Dick, you're on live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Scotty.
Hey, Josh. How you doing, Dick?
Pretty good. I'm not in the habit of telling on myself, but it's quite a few years ago. Heading down to Fort Worth with the family in a 1973 Mercury Cougar station wagon. And that's about the time of year when this big nor'easter was coming down, this Arctic, sort of like we're expecting next week.
Yeah.
And it's dark. And we're just getting into Oklahoma City and see all this smoke coming from under the hood, pretty much so thick you can barely see where you're going. Look for a quick exit. Pretty sure there were no cell phones, internet, back in the day.
Yep.
But happened to find O'Reilly's or some auto parts store, pull up in the front of that, pop the hood, and you can tell from the smell that it's the antifreeze.
Right.
Well, back in the day, I used to do all my own work, and I was pretty religious about checking the hoses and squeezing them, trying to feel for soft spots or whatnot, potential bulges. But somehow the top radiator hose had blown.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out, what I'm going to do. We got the family in the car. It's freezing. I mean, it's cold. But somehow I got a hose, and I don't remember why. Maybe I was thinking that the radiator fluid was too high and I need to drain some down or it's going to leak all over. And pulled the hose off of the manifold where the thermostat is and had the wife start the car. And I don't know, to this day, I can't remember my thought process, but I do remember that thing spewing hot radiator fluid, antifreeze, all over. Thankfully, got it replaced, got some antifreeze, filled it, and we're on our way within a half hour. But yeah,
that sounds like you, Dick. Now you and I go way back, but any chance you were wearing flip flops in that particular snowstorm that you're talking about?
It's absolutely crazy the things that we remember.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And I always I always tell, I guess, my family as well, whether it's a good situation or a bad situation, you're making memories. That's something that you will never forget for your lifetime. And at the time, it probably seemed almost into the world.
Yeah, it's not funny.
It's not funny. It's not.
There was no laughter going on.
But it's funny now.
Yeah.
There might have been some choice words.
I'm sure.
And so, I always call it making memories. And like I said, at the time, it probably wasn't the funniest thing ever, but it's one of those things that you won't forget it.
Yeah.
And I assure you, your probably kids won't either,
right.
Or your wife, or anything like that. So, very cool. But to be, I always call that good, clean living.
Yeah.
When you're able to have an experience like that, and okay, my engine. I'm driving down the highway. I'm practically in the middle of nowhere. Maybe not. But it starts overheating, and I'm able to pull off the next exit, and there's a parts store right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's good karma.
Yeah. That's,
I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
It could have. Yeah.
I could have been one of those cars on the shoulder.
Yep. It's true.
Everybody.
But to but to be able to get somewhere to an automotive parts house store, and then they had the part you needed, and everything, and you didn't
right before they close, I might add.
Yeah, and right before they close, even better.
So it's definitely one of those things that good clean living.
Good clean living,
baby. Amount to that. So definitely appreciate your story. So Dick, we need to send you the package or the $130 gift card?
I think I'm thinking about the gift card.
Yeah,
this time.
I think that'd be good. I think we've got your wife's truck scheduled sometime coming up here pretty quick.
Well, we can.
Good stocking stuff.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah, very much so. So we'll get that sent out to you as well. So how about did you get anything automotive related for a Christmas gift at any point in time that you can remember?
Ooh. I wasn't prepared for that question.
That's
off the top of my head. There's people that figured out I'm not very easy to buy gifts for, because if I need some,
you just go get it.
He just goes and gets it.
And if somebody else gets something for me, it's usually not the right thing, because I've already researched that item. But
Yeah. I understand that.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, Dick, we appreciate the call and the story as well, and hope you have a great rest of your day and a very Merry Christmas.
Have a good Christmas there, Dick.
Thank you, guys. Merry Christmas to you.
All right.
See you,
We'll
buddy.
catch you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So again, 316-462-3673. It's that easy. Call in with your Christmas automotive story that you want to share, and let us know what that is, and we'll mail out either our regular Saturday radio show package or get a gift card to you as well. So we just like in that situation there, I think of years ago working on vehicles and how often we changed radiator hoses.
Oh yeah,
belts, drive belts. That was like something, I mean, I can remember just kind of starting out in this industry or working on my own stuff in high school, and at 30,000 miles, changing out radiator hoses, and always like you were pretty focused on them because it was something that you were going to replace. But man, the cars these days and how much longer those items last, and just the advancements in technologies of the materials that they use, and drive belts used to be years ago. You look under the hood of a car and you could easily have 4 or 5 belts on there. And one of them would go bad and it would take out the other three.
That's right.
Or you didn't have AC, or you didn't have power steering, or whatever from that side, or belts squealing. You go around a corner. The belt was loose, and tightening belts was a maintenance item from that side. And now we're running these serpentine belts that run practically it runs everything off of one pulley. But then even now we're, as we get into the hybrid era of these vehicles being able to be electric as portion of their driving, they're doing away with as much accessory driven components on belts as possible. So power steering is really a thing of the past on new vehicles.
They're all electric.
It's all electric assist pretty much anymore. You still run into some instances where there's power steering on cars, but he talked about earlier caller talked about a vacuum booster, and one of those things that we now have electric vacuum pumps instead of running on these engines with turbos and things like that. They're using electric vacuum pumps on them. And so it's just the maintenance has changed over the years for sure. But nobody thinks about that.
Correct.
And years ago, I can assure you that radiator hoses and belts and tire pressures and stuff like that was on a consumer's mind.
Yes.
Now it's not. It's do I have fuel? Does the car start? Okay, let's go.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Potentially, maybe I'll look up at the oil change sticker and see where my mileage is.
That's true.
And, if it's a little over, it probably could go another day.
Yeah, exactly.
Type deal. And so, before you take those road trips, or have it inspected.
Yeah.
Drive in and let us inspect the tires on it.
Yeah.
See what the tread is on the tires, because the vehicle will start if it has bad tires.
That's totally true.
The vehicle will start if there's bad brakes.
That's right.
The vehicle will start if there's a bad radiator hose. But to leave you on the side of the road,
that's a terrible Christmas right there. Yeah.
It's down the road, maybe memorable and funny, but at the time,
it's not. Yeah, exactly.
Sure, so. But anyways, 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here with us, and let's talk about Christmas automotive experiences, or if you just have a automotive question, want to talk about new products, Mel Hambelton Ford Racing, anything automotive related, give us a call, 316-462-3673. So let's do a little recap. Last week we were at PRI. And I tell you that it's a trade show up there, and performance racing industry is what PRI stands for. But man, it just blows me away what all they have going on up there at that show. So it's at the Indianapolis Convention Center, and that's attached to the Colts Stadium. And I mean, it's huge. There's several different convention rooms that there's stuff laid out on, and they had drag racing and dirt track, and I mean just anything racing up there as well. And then they had over in the stadium there was different trailer manufacturers and things like that with race rigs and stuff like that over there. But it was a very good show. There was a lot of people that came through there, and I think we made a lot of good connections, and then just reestablished some connections with already some of our vendors and things like that. But it's a huge show up there, and I will tell you, just walking around, man, you couldn't go. I think turbos are the new thing.
Yeah.
For sure. You couldn't go. I'm going to say 5 booths without seeing somebody that had a new turbo or a new turbo design or new,
That's so cool.
Years ago, superchargers used to be the thing, and now turbos are really kind of taking over that industry or market or whatever from there. So, but we did PRI last week, and then next week coming up, we got Christmas.
Yep.
So next week we actually will not be where the dealership is going to be closed. So we'll be closed Saturday. Then of course we're closed Sunday, but then we'll be closed Monday as well for Christmas. So if you are needing to get out of town and stuff like that, be sure that you're planning kind of around those things on getting your vehicle looked over or squared away or inspected as well. So a lot going on for sure. I just cannot believe that it's December.
I know.
Or let me rephrase that. The
end of December. Yeah, it's blown by, man.
This whole year has just been one thing after the other from that side of it. But definitely, if you're headed out of town and get that vehicle looked at,
definitely.
We want you to make it where you're going and not have a story like Dick's.
Exactly, and just be safe. We want you safe out on the road. That's the most important thing. We want you safe. We want everybody that's driving around you safe. That's the most important. We want you to get to where you're going with your family and everything like that as safe as possible. So it's very important to us. So have us take a peek.
Very good. Well, we've got another caller coming through.
Let's do it.
We'll get Jordan on the line here and see what Jordan has going on today. Again, 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here with us and talk anything automotive. So we'll get Jordan patched through here and see what he has going on today. Well,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Okay. We tried.
I bet they'll get him.
I bet you they'll get him back in here. But yeah, if you guys are taking a trip, come, even if we just visually look at it on the service drive, we can pop a hood, we can do dab-a-loos on your fluids, check your fluid levels and stuff like that. It may take us 5-10 minutes to do that. Just something as simple as that may save a roadside visit or trip. So let us do that.
The other thing I would challenge you is, if you're going out of town, what's your spare tire look like?
That's another good one. Yeah.
How much air is in your spare tire?
Yeah.
Do you know where the jack is to the vehicle?
That's a good one, especially with newer vehicles right now. They hide those things.
Well, there's a lot of vehicles that are manufactured this day and age that don't even have a spare tire.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen everywhere from just a can of Fix-It Flat on to nothing at all. So, hey, we got Jordan finally here. So let's go to the phones, talk to Jordan. Jordan, you're on live with Under the Hood. How are you?
What's up, buddy? I noticed you got a nice fresh haircut there, both of you.
Yep, we look good.
Got to make it happen.
That's right, man.
So,
what happened to Nightingale? What did you guys kidnap him and hold him for ransom? Where's he at today?
Nightingale is at a funeral this morning. So coincidentally, he had one last week. A good friend of his mother had passed away, and then this week as well. It was kind of the same situation or scenario. But yeah, he's at a funeral this morning. I'm sure he would much rather be be here, but again, just felt the need that he needed to be there. So understand that completely. And so Scotty and I are making it happen, and we're giving stuff away.
Thanks.
That's why the good-looking guy's here today.
Right. All right. So, anyways, here's my question. And I think I'm going to ask this on behalf of a lot of people. You guys were talking about tire pressures, and obviously this time of year your tires go lower, and it's better to fill them with nitromethane or whatever you like to do. But every new lawnmower you see has those, airless tires on them. I know you know what I'm talking about with like the spider webs or the, and I just gotta think we can't be that far away from that coming on vehicles, right? Or no, is that not a thing?
Yeah,
it's a thing.
That is a great point. I'm not sure that the integrity of the tire can handle the higher speeds and things like that at this point. Like I know that they're going to evolve and advance and eventually get there.
I actually know a lot about this
for sure.
Yeah, they are still in R&D with a lot of different designs to where there are airless tires. There are different designs that they look goofy as all get out, but there's still a lot of integrity testing that they have to do that they're going to be able to hold up to the safety of, it's not a lawnmower tire. You're not going 200 miles an hour in a lawnmower.
Sure.
So you've got to have all these kind of specs that have to be met by traction, braking, cornering.
You go 200 miles an hour in your street car? Wow.
You're asking me. I know Josh does, but I don't.
I think you meant like 70 or 80, bud. But either way, not to get off something.
Right, but no, there's still a lot of R&D that's going to take some time before that technology advances. Is it in the future? Probably not near, but is it in the future? It's definitely a possibility. They're always going to think of something better than what is going out right now. So it's going to take some time, but I do think that that's probably going to happen.
And it's one of those things too. I mean, you just think about it from a legal standpoint.
Exactly.
Man, if a lawyer got a hold of something like that industry or company would be ruined before they ever got their feet off the ground.
Correct.
For sure. But I sure think that it will be a thing in the future. So I'll kind of throw this back at you, Jordan. And I know you're running, lawn equipment and stuff like that. Do you have anything with that on it?
I do not. I don't run lawn equipment. As to most people, that's a misconception. I own a landscape construction company, so we do pretty much everything but mowing.
Oh, nice.
And then we do a lot of tree work.
Gotcha.
So no, I don't actually mow. So I don't have any experience with those other than my father-in-law has a John Deere with those on it, and I've played around and drove them a little bit. And then obviously I know a bunch of people in the industry, and it just seems like every person that gets a new mower, that's what they have is those airless tires. And I was like, well, surely that's got to go to vehicles at some point.
What's your any take on their opinion, or have you talked with anybody over what they thought of them?
Oh, they love them. They don't have to. I mean, they don't have to air their. They don't ever have to air their tires up. I mean, they're constantly running over nails and screws and stuff like that. And, even in my line of work, I always keep
don't say it.
Tire slime and a
don't
tire
say
patch.
it.
You say fix a flat, we roll our eyes.
No, fix a flat. Okay, fix a flat and plug patches need to be banned or outlawed.
Yeah. Bad stuff.
My trailer tires generally have like 20 to 30 plugs in them. The dump is the same dump as the roofers. I just plug them until they finally blow up. One day we're riding down the road, and a tire blows on the back of my trailer, tears the fender off of it. And the kid that works for me looks over at me and says, I bet you can probably patch it. That's how much I patch.
You need to start calling me and Josh before you go out on the road with that trailer, just so we can avoid you.
So we can not be on the road.
That's right.
Well, yeah,
that thing's a war wagon, buddy.
Yeah. Well, great comments on those tires, and I do believe that that's something that will eventually end up, more predominantly in the automotive industry. It's changed just like everything else, but I think that there's going to be a lot more research and development before they go full bore into it for sure. So.
Well, all right. Well, you guys have a great Saturday. Try to stay warm, and it's only going to get colder. So look forward to next week.
You too.
You do, bud. Take care.
Thanks,
Merry
George.
Christmas.
We'll catch you later. Bye. All right. Hey, we're pretty much winding down the hour here. Had a great, a great show again. We wanted to talk about anything automotive Christmas related.
Yeah.
That trip to Grandma's house that maybe didn't go the way you thought it should, or a gift that you had got from that side. But yeah, with the cooler weather, definitely. Or if you're going to be traveling, look that vehicle over before you take out of town.
Yep.
It's we want you to get there. We want you to get you there safe. And although it would create a memory, let's make them positive memories, and not negative ones for sure. So we'll go through and thank our sponsors of the show. Scotty, thanks for hanging out with me this hour. Appreciate you being able to fill in there and let Phil get over to the funeral and do what he needed to do there. But let's thank our partners of the show, which is BG, all the great preventative maintenance products that we have right in here at Mel Hambelton Ford to keep your vehicle going as many miles as you want it to go. For sure, those guys do a phenomenal job of their research and development and just making sure that the products that they have to offer are second to none. For sure. Big Corner Creative for all your marketing and advertising needs. You want to talk about race car wraps or window wraps or
window tint.
Yep, window tint, conventional, traditional media and advertisement. Anything you need to get your vehicle going or your business going.
Yeah.
From that side of things is Big Corner Creative. As I say, just Google us. And then Go To Rent right in here inside Mel Hambelton Ford. I think Stan's got a couple of vehicles still left for holiday travels. So if you're looking for something a little bit bigger to get to Grandma's house or want to do a 12 or 15 passenger van for some Christmas light tours, we've had quite a few of them go in and out for touring around Wichita and looking at Christmas lights together as a family. Give Stan a call right here inside Mel Hambelton Ford. So everybody have a great and Merry Christmas from that side of it. We will be not on next Saturday. We'll be closed, but we will be back on New Year's Eve. So everybody have a very Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you later. Thanks.